This is Kwauhuru Govan. He is a murder suspect in 2 separate cold cases in Brooklyn, New York.
Kwauhuru Govan is innocent. I can't even dissect the law.
Back in 2004, the body of a 17-year-old girl was discovered inside 2 laundry bags in an alley.
The victim had ligature marks on her wrists and her ankles, indicating that she had been tied up and restrained. Contusions about her body, indicating that she has been severely beaten. The medical examiner determined the cause of death to be strangulation.
The case went cold until 12 years after her murder. DNA from under the victim's fingernails were retested and linked to Govan. At this time, Govan was serving a sentence in Florida prison for a robbery.
Mr. Govan's DNA was not on file until he was arrested and charged with a robbery in Florida. Once that became on file, that's why we were able to make the match.
Govan reportedly lived just 2 blocks from the teen's home at the time of the murder. He then denied knowing the victim and claimed his innocence.
I'm innocent. I've been trained not to do this. I'm sorry.
After investigators started looking into similar unsolved murders in that same neighborhood, authorities uncovered the 2005 killing of a 19-year-old male. His dismembered body was found in trash bags inside a subway tunnel. Govan was later charged with this crime as well.
It's a long time in the coming, and that we feel very confident about the evidence in this case.
Reportedly, Govan was neighbors with the second victim and knew his mother. After the killing, he even attended his funeral. Now Govan is brought into court for a hearing, but he refuses to be fingerprinted and has to be physically dragged into court.
Just because I don't want to be printed, that gives them the right to assault me, to punch me in my face. Wow. Is that what America's come to? Is that what President Trump would allow? I don't think you'll be sitting on that bench very long, Your Honor.
Govan attempts to speak out and stand as court officials push him back down.
I have a right to stand. I have a right to stand in court. I have a right to stand in court. Mr. Govan. No, they don't want to. They want you to
I'm remanding you. I will see you tomorrow.
Govan continues to have an outburst.
By then you should be by this bench that doesn't move. I can't breathe.
Govan was eventually convicted on the first girl's murder and sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. At this sentencing, he only had this to say.
I would like to say, first of all, that I am sorry for the family loss in this case, but I am not the culprit. Yes, I have made mistakes before, now, later, and I probably will continue to make mistakes because I am human. That does not make me a killer.
And for the second murder, that case has not yet gone to trial. This is Stephanie Lazarus, a Los Angeles police detective who was just brought into court to face a capital murder charge for the killing of an ex-boyfriend's wife 23 years ago. In 1986, the body of Sherry Rasmussen was found in an apartment in Los Angeles, California. She had been beaten and shot 3 times. The Los Angeles Police Department initially considered this case a botched burglary and could not identify a suspect. The case went cold, but over the years, DNA testing got more advanced, and 23 years after the killing, investigators were able to link saliva from a bite mark on the victim's arm to Lazarus. She was then brought in for questioning.
Do you know John Rutten?
John Rutten?
Rutten.
Oh yeah, I went to school with him.
You did?
Yeah.
Were you guys friends? Close friends?
Yeah, we're very close friends. I mean, what's this all about? You know, I don't understand why you're talking about some guy I dated a million years ago.
Well, do you know what happened to his wife?
Yeah, I know she got killed. I mean, what's this got to do with me dating him and, you know, her getting killed? I don't have anything to do with it. And
did you ever fight with her?
You mean like we fought?
Yeah. Did you ever duke it out with her?
No, I don't think so. Right. I mean, if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, you know, I got a problem with that.
You know, if we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
Maybe.
After being questioned, Lazarus was arrested and charged.
Detectives assigned to the Los Angeles Police Department's Robbery Homicide Division, Cold Case Squad, arrested Los Angeles Police Detective Stephanie Lazarus.
The case went to trial, and prosecutors argued that Lazarus's motive for the murder was jealousy over her ex's new relationship. This is the moment that Lazarus will learn if she will go to prison for a murder committed over 2 decades ago.
People of the state of California versus Stephanie Eileen Lazarus. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherry Rasmussen.
She appears to show little to no movement, except when she glances at the jurors.
Juror number 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror number 3?
Yes.
Lazarus was sentenced to 27 years to life in prison, and she is currently serving her time at the California Institution for Women in Chino.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people think I'm crazy and then,
This is Joseph DeAngelo, also known as the Golden State Killer. He is in court in Sacramento, California, pleading guilty to a series of violent crimes as part of a plea deal that allows him to avoid the death penalty.
It's been 16,417 days since Joseph DeAngelo began his reign of terror.
DeAngelo admitted to 13 murders, 51 sexual assaults, and 120 burglaries across California between 1974 and 1986. He's a former police officer who evaded justice for over 4 decades. He often targeted individuals in suburban areas, breaking into homes and tormenting his victims for hours.
He really wanted to hurt as many people as he could.
The cases went cold until 44 years after his crime spree started, DeAngelo was finally arrested. Police tracked him down by matching his DNA left at a crime scene to profiles on a genealogy website. DeAngelo was arrested and charged, and soon after pleaded guilty.
You will receive 11 consecutive life without the possibility of parole sentences with 15 concurrent life sentences. Do you understand that as well, sir?
Yes.
Before DeAngelo receives his sentence, he speaks after he's been avoiding justice for over 40 years.
I've listened to all your statements, each one of them, and I'm truly sorry.
And now he gets sentenced to life in prison.
Mr. DeAngelo will spend the rest of his natural life and ultimately meet his death behind the walls of a state penitentiary.
DeAngelo just sits still and looks forward. He is reportedly being held in protective custody at the California State Prison in Courtroom.
It is my sincere hope the survivors will find some resolution, find some peace, and hopefully find some justice